PEP Radio is a part of the Pennsylvania Equality Project that plays music, news, and weather, actively advocating for the LGBTQ+ and disabled since 2024.
PEP Radio, available on Live 365, Roku, Alexa, and at paquality.com.
Here at Gay SA Radio, we're very happy to welcome the Othering podcast to our airwaves. Catch the show every Thursday at noon CAT, bringing fresh voices and compelling conversations straight to you.
Head over to gsaradio.stream to find out how you can tune in and become part of our family. Don't miss it, only on Gay SA Radio, where you are family.
One man and one woman join forces to rid the world
What are you doing?
of inequality and fascism.
Seriously?
I'm trying I'm trying to do a promo here.
For whom? What are you doing?
Welcome to the Othering Podcast with Mike and Dory.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
All right, today we are talking to Savage Penguin. Savage Penguin is a queer, gender-fluid artist known for their fearless creativity and genre-defying sound. With fresh singles dropping every month, each a bold departure from the last, they're on a mission to cultivate a vibrant community who celebrates individuality and thrives on musical originality. Their debut album is dropping called NSFW, which shines a light on, I'm going to ruin this, but sapphic intimacy. Welcome, welcome, Savage Penguin. It's great to have you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. It's awesome to be part of this. I'm really grateful for this amazing opportunity, and hope everyone had a good holiday season.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it was kind of a hectic. One moment you're, starting January, and the next minute you're back in December, and now we're back in January. So it's kind of really fast.
Yeah, it all happened so fast.
Yep. And we had the COVID in the house.
Yeah,
So
we got COVID.
It was
Oh my,
a little
that's not good.
a bump in the road, but it didn't ruin it. It was still a good holiday.
Well, it was mono and COVID, so it's just
Just
like,
for one kid, yeah.
yeah. So
Oh, you guys got hit with like a double whammy.
yes. Luckily, so far the rest of us didn't get sick. Like Mike and I didn't get sick.
That's not good.
No.
So anyway, about you. When did you start your musical journey? Is that
Yes.
something you've loved
So I
since you were
actually-
little?
Yeah, I started in 2022, so now it's almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years, I think, in May. I started around my birthday. I remember that.
My birthday's in May too.
Oh yeah, what day?
28th.
Oh, I'm May 4th.
Okay.
Awesome. May the 4th be with you.
Yes.
Yes, I
There
get
you
that
go.
every year. But yeah, I had a friend who I met through a job, like a customer service job. We were both working there, and he told me that he made music and he like spent all his free time in the studio, and I was like, that's super cool. So we followed each other on like YouTube, and I told him I made vlogs at the time. That was what I was into at the time. And we became friends, and later, after I like stopped working there, we became closer friends. I became part of his community. I started going to his concerts and his parties, and I met all his friends. And his friends included the person who became my first audio engineer. So like he took me into the studio when I had my first song, and like helped me out and told me what to do, how to release a song, everything. So that's how I got into it. But what really inspired me to like actually start writing music was I had like with that same friend who we had a concert where he had like a bunch of people lined up to perform before him, and they all took so much time that when he got up for his own concert, they turned the mic off on him and like said that that everyone had to leave.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
And it made everybody really upset. And it was like one of those moments where it was like I woke up or something because I was just like so angry at that. And I like got to like go to the after party and I became close with like this musical community. And then at that same time, I also went to a concert of my favorite artist, who's 070 Shake. I don't know if you guys have heard of them.
That actually kind of sounds familiar from one of
I don't
I'm
know.
old, so like
That's okay. They're a queer artist. So I went to their concert, and not only did I go there, but I actually had VIP, and I met them.
Oh,
And then
wow.
they signed my chest, and I have a chest tattoo of their signature.
That's awesome.
And that was like another like really big moment in like music that like really inspired me. And I've always been a writer. I went to school for professional writing and communication, so I actually like have the skill of writing, and I used to write poetry and like spoken word and stuff like that. So my friends were like, "Hey, why don't you try writing like a song? Like maybe you'd be good at it. You love music and you love writing. Why don't you try combining the two?" So I was like, "Sure, you know what? I have nothing better to do. Why not? Let's do it." And I was also going through like mental health struggles, so that was another reason why I wanted like an outlet of some kind.
Yep.
yes,
So I'm sure you guys understand.
definitely.
Yeah.
Music is definitely one of the things that has helped me survive my life growing up, especially, you know, those teen years, those awful teen years where your hormones are everywhere and you're trying to discover who you are, and just music, you know, was able to have the words that you couldn't figure out on your own
Yeah.
sometimes. And I think that's what makes it so universal and able to reach everybody, is because those words emit emotions that sometimes it's very, very hard to say, yes, that's what I'm feeling.
And I think we've all done
Exactly.
some form of writing of poetry or trying to write a song or something. And you're right, it's a great way to get your emotions out and to get it off your chest, so to speak, and to really feel it better.
Or to, you know, be able to use it to kind of diss somebody.
That too. Whatever you need to do.
I've definitely done that before.
Oh, yeah. I've got quite a few lyrics of this one person I used to be friends with, so yeah.
So what was that like the first time you went in the recording studio?
Yes,
I
how
would
was
imagine
that?
that's super overwhelming and just
No, not at all. I felt like it was my home. I felt like it was a safe space. I felt like I was in charge and I could do like I could tell them what I wanted, and they would like the audio engineer knows what they're doing, so they just kind of like follow my directions. And then like it just feels like my happy place. I get to sing. When I was young, I always wanted to sing, but I was always told that I couldn't sing and that I sounded bad and that I shouldn't sing. And so I didn't for the longest time. And then one day, I don't know, I just was like, maybe I should try it, even if I'm not the best singer in the world. I know I like singing, and I also have the skill of writing. So why don't I just try it out? And once I tried it out, I became addicted, and now I can't stop.
Yes. And, you know, there are times that there are people who really should never ever sing because they're just awful. Like, to me, Bob Dylan's voice, it sucks. But his words are awesome. So you can kind of forgive the fact that he doesn't have the greatest, you know, musical voice. And I think that even if you can't carry a tune to save your life, if that's something that can help, you know, whatever you're feeling or whatever you're doing to kind of express yourself, do it anyway. And I heard you are not a bad singer.
no.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that.
And I've heard bad singers, trust me. You heard far from it. And I don't like it when teachers or any type of authority figure says you shouldn't sing, don't sing, because you suck or something like that, because that's ridiculous.
Especially like telling a kid that, like,
Yeah. I don't even understand that. To me, that is disrespectful, it's hurtful, and it's stupid. Because as a child, sometimes our voices just don't hit those notes like they're expecting. I mean, you're going through different changes with your body, even before puberty. And so your voice kind of changes. And any person who says never sing, never do this, just, fuck off.
Yeah, they're assholes.
Yeah. You've heard of the artist Mary J. Blige. They told her never sing. And she's a Grammy award-winning artist. So I think...
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I think that sometimes you can be wrong.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I had to believe in myself even when I didn't believe in myself. And I now, like, it's just like, it's my passion. Like, I can't see myself doing life without it.
Good.
Do you still get nervous up in front of people?
I've been like practicing a lot. Like when I first started performing, I used to like get like really nervous to the point where my voice would be shaking and I couldn't even like get the notes out.
That would be me.
And so what I decided to do, well, there was this one time where I got really embarrassed after a really like what I thought was a bad performance. And what I did was, instead of crawling into the hole and hiding and never singing again, I decided to push myself and go to open mic after open mic after open mic and just perform. And now I get excited to perform. I like look forward to it, and like I seem to do better and better every time.
Yeah.
So it really is practice.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And this is like so cool talking to you, because like you've been in the booth and you've had the ability to have the microphone and all that stuff, and it's just, to me, that's really fascinating and really cool talking to somebody that's been in there. And do you get inspiration while you're in there sometimes too, or is it always just outside of it?
So I find that like I go into the studio prepared. Like I write the song, I know how it's gonna sound. Well, not always. Sometimes I don't fully know how it's gonna sound until I'm in there, because like obviously there's things like auto tune and other effects that like can help shape the song, but also at the same time, like once you hear how it sounds, it makes you get ideas in that moment. And sometimes I'm like, okay, can we like take this out? Can we do this? Can I adjust this? I give directions to my engineer, and like that's how like I create this like product of art at the end of it, Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how long did it take you to make your album?
Oh, my album? I probably wrote it in like a month or two. I wrote one or two of the songs like a couple years ago, and I kind of held on to them, and I was like, what should I do with these? I'm not ready to release them. I feel like they're part of something bigger. And then when I realized I wanted to do an album and I wanted to put those songs on it, I was like, let's make it a theme of like intimacy. And I just went on like a writing spree, and I wrote like song after song after song after song. I just like popped them out. And it took about a month and a half to finish the 10 songs. And then I took them to the studio a couple months later, and I took about maybe, I usually take like an hour per song in the studio. Sometimes I'm faster. So let's say I took like 8 hours to record all the songs.
It's not bad.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And yeah, like the 5 and 10, I like that one.
That one's actually not out yet.
I saw it on your wall, and I really enjoyed that one. Mm-hmm. And you looked really good doing it. And you definitely...
That's going to be on my second album.
And you looked so comfortable doing it. And it just... Seeing that just proves that you definitely are in the right spot, because, sometimes we all have those moments of, I can do this, or then sometimes we have those moments of, I can't do this. Mm. And you don't even look like there's any doubt in your mind. No. You're supposed to be on that stage, and you just have fun. And I think that's what sometimes people forget when they're doing any type of art, is to have fun with it.
Mm-hmm. I have lots of fun. Like it brings me so much fun, like joy and like entertainment. Like it's what if I could do it every single day, all day, every day, that's what I would like to be doing. But I'm not quite there yet.
Well, don't forget us little people when you get
There
there.
you go. When you get a Grammy, come back to
Come
us.
back and say, hey, let us know.
Absolutely.
And so you were talking about your theme being sapphic.
Mm-hmm.
What made you decide to go with a sapphic theme versus, say, like just a general love theme or anger, or, you know, what was it that was in your thought process to go with love and sapphic?
Well, so ever since I started dating my partner, which was about 2.5 years ago, a lot of my music went from like mental health to like and anger and like empowerment to like love songs and queer love songs and sapphic love songs. And we are in a queer and sapphic relationship. And so it just makes sense to me that like the songs that I write are about my life and about my relationship and about the things that, you know, I do. So it just makes sense to me that like if I'm experiencing a sapphic relationship, then the songs I write are about like sapphic intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that because that you specifically went for sapphic, because there's not many songs that, you know, kind of touch that. I mean, you have the general love songs that can be universal to anybody, but it's
Right.
nice to have specific ones that are geared towards, you know, sapphic love. And that's not talked about much.
Exactly. And I really like to provide representation for that, like, you know, that part of the community that doesn't always get to, you know, get the light. Like I'm and even like one of the songs in the album, it talks about it, like I say something about like being a good boy, which is like kind of touches upon us also being trans. So I feel like we don't hear a lot of that.
No, we
Right.
don't. And like I said, I think it's important that we hear all of those stories, because it's, of course, love is love, regardless of who you are and who you love. But knowing sometimes the gritty details kind of expresses it how human you are too. And I'm not, you know, I'm not saying that you aren't human. Of course you are. But our podcast is to humanize people, and then being able to hear songs that are about specific gay or sapphic or, you know, queer love makes a huge difference, because again, music only touches just general.
Yeah.
It's always boy with girl, and it's never girl with girl, or, you know, a trans person. And sometimes not hearing you in that song, or, you know, that art,
Yeah.
kind of, you feel alone sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Like we connect to music, we go to music when we feel like in big emotions.
Yep.
And it's nice when you hear something that's like, wait, that, like, I actually relate to that.
Yes,
Right.
it does. And more than just, you know, Katy Perry's I Kissed a Girl. I mean,
Yeah.
that's fun and all, and that's cute, but that doesn't really touch on how it feels when you're either bi or trans or, you know, lesbian. It doesn't really, it almost trivializes that feeling to me, you know, when I
Yeah.
look back on it. And it's not really supposed to be a joke. You know, as LGBTQ plus people, we're not a joke.
Absolutely.
And I award, you know, I award, I wish I could, but I commend you for doing this, because it's not easy being one of the first people to express love for different, you know, the different loves that are out there. And so that, you know, I thank you for that, because
Yeah.
So
giving us the words.
with that being said, how has your music been received, as that tends to be a othered topic.
I mean, yes, it's been received pretty good. Like whenever I go to open mics, I have like people come up to me after I perform and tell me how much they really loved my music and my performance. And
Good.
with the new album, I've gotten like I actually like I got some merch printed, and I wasn't expecting to sell them. I didn't have a lot, but I wasn't expecting to sell out, and I did sell out before I moved.
Awesome.
That's great.
So people were really excited about it, and like I already have like over 500 streams on Spotify. And that's within the first month, which is like really good. Like I'm really happy with that.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
And I hope that you continue to, grow and explode out there, because we need more voices.
Yeah, we
It's-
really do. And like I like it gives my voice a platform, but it also I want it to give a voice to other people. And like I really think that my music is different in a way that is revolutionary and iconic. Like I'm gonna toot my own horn for a second, because
Go for it.
Do it.
this album, like no one's done something like this. Like yeah, there's some sexual songs here and there, like from queer artists too, but no one's done something like this. And I think if I just like get it to the right crowd, it's gonna like really blow up and like, get the attention it deserves.
And I hope it does, because it's really good. And like I said, I mean, there's been songs where, like George Michael had songs where you could kind of maybe insert in that it's a gay relationship he's talking about. But
Right.
the fact that it wasn't obvious, though, is what kind of, I think, don't get me wrong, I love a lot of his songs, but I think it ruins it, because you can't be, when he was going on, he couldn't be specific because it was bad to be gay, which is stupid. And so he couldn't be specific. And the fact that we've gotten to the point of where you can be specific,
Yeah.
I think is awesome.
Yeah.
Because again, love is love, and everybody deserves to have their voices. And, I would love to see more people like Monet, what is her name? I can't remember her first name now. Their first name. They're queer, but they don't always write songs that are specifically about being queer. And I would like that. And the fact that you're kind of coming along and pushing the boundaries, I guess you could say, of what not only music should sound like or can sound like, but just the subject matter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like we've been singing about math for so long, and now we get to sing about science. And it's kind of, it's, even though they go together, it's still nice to get that different subject kind of in there.
And I'm very like out and proud. So like I love putting out music that is queer and like highlights and like, shows off the community, because we deserve that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you should toot your horn all the time, because you're good. And, there's nothing wrong with that,
No.
with knowing that you're good. And,
I love my music. Like I listen to my own music probably more than I listen to any other music. Like I love my own music. I make it for myself more than I make it for anyone else.
And actually, that's, I think, is what makes it good, is that it's not necessarily to please everybody else. You're not worried about, well, oh my God, will the masses love this? Or, oh my God, will the masses love that? It's, do I love it? And that, I think, is the most important aspect, because then people do love it because you're putting your heart and soul into it, as opposed
I get
to,
like almost like defensive and territorial over my music. Like I'm like, no, this is how I want it. I don't want to change it. Like this is how I envision it, and this is how I want it. So we're doing it my way.
And actually,
And it
that's
should be,
good.
yeah.
It should be that way too, because then you don't have to worry about coming back later and having to re-buy all of your master recordings, and doing all of those scandals that go around in the music company industry. And it's nice that you're not jaded either about that. Because I think a lot of artists tend to get there and they're just like, this isn't what I expected. But
Yeah.
with you, I don't think you're going to go that route because you are truly it on that stage. Like, you just
Honestly,
look so
like,
awesome up there.
thank you. It's become almost like a persona for me because it is me. Savage Penguin is me, but at the same time, like when I get up on that stage, I'm a whole other person. But I'm like the most me I've ever been. If at the same time.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
It does.
So where did you come up with the name Savage Penguin?
I love it, by the
Oh,
way.
that's a story. Okay. So it was actually my Instagram name, like my handle when I first. Okay, so when I first got Instagram, my mother was on it because my parents were really strict, and I was posting very like. Just like I was a fashionista, I would post a lot of fashion stuff, but my mom didn't like it very much. So I made my own Instagram kind of like to behind her back to like just have my friends on it and post what I wanted. So I needed a profile picture that was gonna tell my friends that it was me, but I didn't want it to be obvious to anyone else that it was me. So
Right.
I put a picture of a penguin wearing a crown. And then when I had to think of the name, I was like, well, I love penguins and I'm a savage for being a rebel. Like, I was being rebellious. So I called myself Savage Penguin like years ago and I never thought anything of it. And then when it was time for me to pick an artist name, I looked right at my Instagram and I was like, it's right in front of me. Like, I've had this name for so long and I didn't even know it.
I love it,
Yeah,
though.
it's a great name.
Yeah, it is. It's a great name for any type of artist. And I think
Yeah.
it's not in the way of like, too cute where it's like, oh, Shirley Temple time. But it's nice, it's straightforward, and it invokes like a feeling of, I know you. It kind of makes you feel like you know that person. And, art is 100% about kind of like knowing the
Yeah.
artistry that's coming out of that. And, having Savage Penguin, which is like the awesomest name I'd never be able to come up with, I think is just, it makes you stand out.
Thanks. Yeah, I think so too. When people hear that, they're like, hey, that's a pretty cool name. And I'm like,
It is.
yeah, I mean, it just kind of fell into my lap. Like, I don't even know how I thought of it. Like, I didn't even think twice when I came up with it. It was just like, yeah, oh, I guess this will be my username. And then it just was my username for years and years and years. And I still use that same account.
I think it's
There you
cool
go.
though. And again, it's like, it makes you the redhead in the sea of blondes and brunettes. So like, it makes you stand out, and nobody's going to forget Savage Penguin.
Yeah, exactly. I want that name to stick in people's heads.
It'll definitely stick because there's no way anybody could forget that name, Savage Penguin.
When I was at one of my open mics this summer, one of my songs, "Music Heals," has a part where you say, "Is it Music Heals or was it a different song?" I can't even remember right now. But one of my songs, I say, "Soon you'll know my name, Savage Penguin," and so I had everyone say it. I think it was Clout. No, it was Clout, not Music Heals.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you should do that. Like Eminem talks about himself too, and Dr. Dre has had songs about himself, and I think it's important to do that, to kind of introduce yourself to your audience.
Yeah,
And definitely,
they loved it.
I can't wait to see your name up in the being the billionaire out there and being the first ethical one.
I sure hope so. I do hope that my music takes me to where I want to go, because I mean, like, it's cool to do it like part-time and just like, on my free time write my songs and like go to the studio and do all these open mics and all that stuff. But I would like, if I could do it full-time, and if I could, like, I don't know, go on tour or like get paid to write or like something that doing it full time is the dream, and I hope I do get there eventually.
I think you will.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of patience and practice and just keep putting your name out there.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm definitely doing that.
So, if you don't mind, can we go back in your childhood a little bit here? What was it like when you came out as queer? It sounded like your mom didn't care for what you were doing on social media. Was it a struggle, or were you pretty well accepted?
So I technically never came out. I was outed.
Okay.
Okay.
And I wasn't much of a child either. I was actually, I think, 23 when it was the same year that I became Savage Penguin. Okay, so this is actually connected.
Okay.
The same year that no, wait. Sorry, wait, I got lost. What did
Not
you
a
ask
problem.
me?
When you came out, I guess when did you come out, and was it well accepted?
Okay, no, it was not well accepted at all. So it was 2020. This is, if you saw 5 and 10, there was also a post about 2020 that I recently posted. It's a rap I wrote about when I left my family's house. So what happened was I was going through some mental health struggles and I needed help, but I didn't trust my family enough to tell them and ask for help from them. So I basically packed up my entire room and just left the house with a backpack and like my shoes, a couple shoes. And I left and I went and checked myself into the hospital. And the minute I did that, somebody who I never found out who, but I just had a hunch on who it was, but like I never found out who it was. Somebody called my mom and told her like everything about me that I was hiding from my parents, which included being queer and dating and like having a girlfriend and a boyfriend at some point and like all this stuff. So like my parents found out everything after I had already left the house, and like I didn't have to like face them. We never had like a face-to-face conversation about it, and until this day we have not had a face-to-face conversation about it. But that was when that was in 2020, so I was 22. And then when just last summer in 2020, after I got out of the hospital and I was like trying to move away with a partner at the time, I sent an email to both my parents basically coming out as gender fluid and queer and all these things, and trying to explain to them that they'll like never understand and never accept me and all these things. And they did not respond well to that. And then this last summer, I came out to my dad over the phone. I told him like, hey, do you understand that like I live with my partner and I'm queer? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, do you still care about me? And he's like, yeah, but also I will never support something that I don't agree with and that I don't think is right. And like he went on a long lecture that turned very religious. So my parents are very religious, so that's why they don't like accept it. It's just like completely against the religion, and like it's something that they like I don't think they will ever accept. So yeah, that's definitely where part of my journey comes from.
Did you have struggles in school growing up? I mean, I know you weren't out at that time, but did you struggle in school as being quote unquote different than other people?
I mean, I definitely got bullied in like middle school and a little bit in high school. But I actually didn't really know that I was queer or that I was that different or anything really. Like I knew that I was different, and I knew I was getting bullied, but I always thought it was because I was like chubby or because I was, I don't know, like smarter than other kids. Like I didn't know what it was about. So it wasn't until like university that I actually like realized and figured out that I was queer and started living my truth. But no, I honestly, I didn't really struggle in school because I didn't really know. Like, I was very, like, even to myself, I didn't know until, like, the end of high school.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's hard to know those things until later.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you've heard me talking about the fact that I didn't realize that I was bisexual until like recently. Like I
Yeah.
kept, because it's, again, sometimes, society, parents, friends, family, all of that kind of talks about it, how it's not supposed to be this way, or you're not supposed to like it this way, and so you kind of bury it and shove it down, and you don't
Yeah.
think about it because it's not the quote unquote right way.
Right.
Right.
And to that I want to say that's bullshit. There is no right way.
Yeah.
And if you are truly following a religion, whether it's Buddhism or the main three, there is absolutely nothing in there that's saying that you need to ignore your children because of
Yeah.
them being different.
Yeah.
In fact, trans people are very prominent in there as, they're called eunuchs. That's the closest thing you can to figure out with trans people. Some of them were born that way. Some of them became that way.
Yeah.
And Jesus talks about them being awesome and wonderful.
And like, I technically I consider myself like biologically gender fluid because I was born with PCOS. I don't know if you know anything about that.
Oh, yes. I have that too.
Yeah, so
it's
like I naturally have facial hair. Like I don't have to take testosterone to get facial hair.
Yep.
So I think I'm naturally gender fluid.
Yeah. And to say that it's unnatural or that it's wrong that's just bullshit. Because there are people there are females that, they go by female. And I mean, oh my God, they go by the gender of woman and they have beards.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely. I've seen
there are people who, feel like they're men and can't grow a beard to save their lives.
it. Yeah.
And, testosterone and estrogen are not always in the perfect balance, so to speak, so that it looks like, you're 100% female or 100% male. There are women that are XY. There are men that are XX. And it doesn't mean that we're wrong or that there's something wrong with our brains or anything. It's just we're different, and that's okay.
Yeah. I wish that my parents could understand that, but like they are just so like stuck in a box, like stuck in the same mindset they've had for their entire life, and I don't know if they will ever change, but I'm okay with that. I have my chosen family. I have my support system.
That's good. Yeah.
I'm glad that you do.
I really don't need them.
No, and it as a parent, it is sad to imagine my children never wanting to talk to me. And you didn't ask to be here.
Yeah.
Right.
Your parents asked for you to be here.
At least
And
like my dad will check on me every now and again, but my mom has not spoken to me in like 3-4 years.
and I don't understand that.
No.
I don't
Yeah.
understand any parent saying, "Get out of my house, get out of, you can't have my name," or any shit like that. You purposely got pregnant. And you are responsible for them forever. If you don't want a gay child, or a queer child, or a transgender child, don't have children.
Or
Do you know what's really funny? You actually just reminded me of something. The doctors told my mother before I was born that not only was I supposed to be a boy, but I was also supposed to have Down syndrome, and they told her that it was recommended that she didn't have the baby, and she was like, "No, I'm keeping the baby, even if it's a boy with Down syndrome." And that was like, "Oh, okay, like sure, like you love the baby no matter what, like you're willing to take care of the baby, like even if he has Down syndrome and all that stuff." But when I was born, and not only did I not have Down syndrome, I was a girl, they were very confused. And my mom was like, "What the heck? Where's my baby boy?" And it's just so ironic because I'm much more masculine than I am feminine now. But she went from like, she could have just let me wear the boy clothes that she bought, but instead she went super feminine and bought the most like pink everything and like super feminine, like she's like, "Oh my god, I got a girl, like I have to change everything."
Yeah. Yeah, when I have to admit that when we were going through that whole process of having our kids, I first wanted a boy, and I got a girl, and I'm thrilled. And we dressed her in feminine stuff, but I really
Yeah.
kind of shied away from the pink, and couldn't do the super girly stuff because that's not really how I was. And then when we ended up having our son, I actually wanted a girl at that point, and it was just like I'm like thinking, oh my god, I'm so backwards. But honestly, I wouldn't go back and change it because they're perfect, however they
Yeah.
are, and it just throws me when parents are just like, I love you no matter what, as long as you're not gay, as long as you're not sick, or as long as you're not, missing a limb or whatever. It's ridiculous to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, it really is just because I'm queer. Like everything else could have been looked over, but
But
the queer part is like with the part where they're like, I don't think I can handle that.
But that's bullshit. It
I
wasn't
don't
even in
understand,
the
like-
Bible until 1946 type of thing.
Yeah.
And that was only because they were trying to, it was 46. I can't remember if it was 1846 or 1946. But it was mostly brought up because they were trying to differentiate us from the Soviets, the whole Cold War bullshit. And people, read your history. Realize that having a gender fluid or a gay child or anything like that is just as wonderful, and if not even more sometimes, than
Yeah.
having the genders that you want.
Yeah.
I mean, I get multiple, like with my children, I got 3 boys and I got 2 boys and a girl. So it's like awesome.
Yeah.
And, it's really cool that I have that, and that our children, I don't want them to ever feel like they have to fit a box. Because those boxes hurt everybody.
Yeah, I was forced to fit into a very specific box. Like my family is Muslim, and I had to wear a hijab for a long time. So when I left home, I didn't just leave my family. I also had to take off a hijab after years of wearing it. And I mean, I already was kind of living a double life before that. I was taking it off at school and taking it off with my friends and taking it off with people I was dating, and then just wearing it before I went home. And that double life is what led me to leave, because eventually you go insane.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
I went insane, so I had to leave, and I checked myself into the hospital. I was like, help me. I don't know what just happened, but you have to help fix it.
And I think that, I understand the importance of religion for people. It's a nice comfort, whatever. But
Yeah.
if it comes between choosing my religion versus my children, I'm going to choose my children. If that means I'm going straight to hell, so fucking be it. Because I'd rather have my children happy than go to quote unquote heaven and be around
See,
a bunch of bigots.
That makes sense to me, but my mom's perspective of that is oh, if my kid is a bad kid, then I'm gonna she's gonna go to hell because her kids ended up not being behaved kids or something like that. And that's such a weird mindset to have, because
That is.
I don't know where she got that from.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure where.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
She's more concerned about herself rather than thinking about oh, how can I be there for my kid?
And maybe I'm wrong, and I'm just well, actually, no, I'm not wrong. I'm actually right. I'm going to stand on that hill, and I'm going to die on that hill. That if you have children, regardless of whether or not they're disabled or LGBTQ+, if you don't love your children who did not ask to be here, then I think you should go to hell.
Yeah.
I will be there, and I will open the door for you, and I will usher you in. And I
But
feel,
you love your children, so you're not going to hell.
well, yeah, I love my children, and to pieces, because I wanted them. And so it's
Yeah.
just it, oh my God, it just bothers me. I don't give a shit
Yeah.
what religion you follow. Under no circumstances should you love a being that may not even be there. over
I think it
flesh
goes
and
beyond
blood.
religion. Like, I don't think it's just because, like, she can't blame it on the religion,
No.
like, for not loving me and for not wanting to be there for me and not wanting to be part of my life. Like,
Right.
No.
that's her choice.
Yeah.
She's
Yes.
making a choice.
And like my understanding of Islam is that it's, to enlighten yourself and, follow that. And, Judaism is to constantly question, and, try and learn more. And the more that you learn and the more enlightened that you are, the better a person you are supposed to be. And so reverting to, the Stone Age or, back where it just doesn't matter. Why are you wanting to go back? Go forward and embrace your family. I mean, you're missing out on beautiful milestones just because you're pissed that your child had the nerve to be gay. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It's really hard sometimes. Like, most of the time, I'm like, I don't care. I'm living my own life, like, whatever. But there's other times where I'm like, yeah, it really does suck that I can't just, like, call up my mom and ask her for a recipe or, like, tell her about how amazing my partner is and how happy I am and, like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. And I mean, I think I've said this before and I'll say it again, but like, I would happily be a parent for people who don't have them because I just, as you heard, I just feel that it's just incredibly, it upsets me because I had to work so hard to get my children here.
Yeah.
And to think that somebody who can pop them out with no problems would discard their child like that, it angers me and it upsets me greatly because children are always a gift. If you don't want children, cool, don't have them. If you want children, cool, have them. But understand that when you have them, they might be queer. They might be disabled.
They're individuals and will
Yes.
be different.
And they will not be you reincarnated. That is not what children are supposed to be. They're supposed to be the best of you and go forward.
Like, what's funny is, like, I think they would have been okay with the disabled part. Like, my sister is very mentally disabled, and they are, like, they talk to her, like, all the time. And even though, like, so, like, like, for example, I smoke weed, and my mom always hated that, and, like, she refuses to talk to me because of that. And, like, I'm pretty sure that all the things that I do that my parents don't like, my sister does them and more. And then they forgive her and talk to her and have a relationship with her and not me in the same way because I'm queer and she's not.
Yep.
Yeah, that pisses me off royally.
But you know what? At the end of the day, I really do have like amazing friends
Yes.
and amazing support systems. Like, I have a chosen father, and I have a old coworker who was like a mom to me, and I have like a friend who has kids who also is like a mom to me. So, like, you know what? I've got people who are looking out for me, and people who love me, and I have a lot of people who I love. So, you know what? It's okay.
And that's what matters.
That's what matters.
And you're happy.
Yeah, and if you have to,
I'm doing all right.
I'm glad that you found a family because sometimes, honestly, a found family is even better than the blood relatives.
Yes, for sure.
And watching you on social media, I've seen you with your partner, and you two always look very happy together.
Yeah,
We are very happy. Like,
it's so cute at how happy you guys look.
Would you mind talking about how you guys met?
Yeah, for sure. So we actually met on a dating app. We matched originally like a year or 2 years before we met, but at that time neither of us was ready for a relationship, so we never met up in person. And then 2 years later, a year later, we match up again. I think one of the times was on Tinder and one of the times was on her. And the second time we matched, we met up, I think, like the next day or within a week's time. Like, it was very fast. We met up, and I think on the third day, by the way, they were like living like also an hour drive away, so like it was like a whole like mission for us to see each other.
Yep.
But it said in their Tinder bio that they were willing to drive 7 hours just to see your smile. So I thought
Oh,
that was
oh.
really cute. And so they would like drive to me and stuff. And then on our third date, they mentioned a 5-year plan, and they were like, in 5 years, like, this is what I want. Like, I want to be together, and then like move in together, and then get engaged, and then get married, and then do this and blah blah blah. And like, would you like want to get married in 5 years if like we were going to be together? And I had to think about it for a little while, and I asked a few other follow-up questions, but eventually I was like, yeah, you know what, like, if I was with you for 5 years, then yeah, I would marry you. And it was very just more like a logical answer. I didn't really like think too much about it in that moment. And now I can't wait to marry them.
That's awesome.
That
On
is
the
so
third
awesome.
date, too.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
knew.
Yeah, the third day they asked me about marriage, and I was like, you know what? Yeah.
That's great.
And I love that too, because when you know, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
I just felt it. Like I was like, this feels comfortable. This feels right.
Yeah, that's the key. If it feels right, you know, we have to go with our guts.
Yeah.
Too many people don't go with their gut. If the gut feeling is saying that this is right and this is home, go for it. Why do
Yeah.
you need to wait 10 years for it? You know, obviously that's home. So go ahead. Why? I never understood the why wait. And I prove it because Mike and I, we started talking his senior year of high school.
Okay.
And then I was in college. I am not robbing the cradle, I promise. And
And we were 9 hours apart.
yeah, we were 9 hours apart.
wow.
I had come over the summer to visit him and his brother and hang out. And then I said, okay, I've met your family. Now if you want this to be serious, you got to meet my family.
Yeah.
So he flies, meets my family, and he never goes back home.
Oh my god.
And then we ended
It's a
up,
great story.
yeah, and we ended up married within 6 months.
That's amazing. I love that.
7
Aw.
months.
Sorry, 7 months.
We needed that extra month.
Yes.
That was important.
It matters.
Oh yeah. But we knew.
Yeah, when you know, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why do you know that 1 month into dating my partner, I wrote my first song about them, and I didn't release it right away. I released it 6 months in, but I wrote the first song 1 month in. And I released the first song about them around Valentine's Day, and it had their name in it. That's how you know I was already sure.
Yep.
Like 6 months in, I released a song with their name in it. That's me telling the world, like, I'm committed. I've made my choice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Nobody puts the name out there if they're not serious.
Exactly.
And I think that is so awesome because, like, you guys, oh my God, all the pictures are just adorable. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just, you know, as a mother, as a motherly looking in, it's really, really awesome to see it, how happy you are. And
Yeah,
it's genuinely happy. There are no, like, pictures where you can look at your eyes at all because you're just smiling so big and when you're with them. And I think that's important is when you look at the person's eyes, if you can see their eyes and they don't look happy, even if they're wearing a smile, you know, that's a key thing. But if you only see pictures and both of you have like no eyes whatsoever because you're smiling so big, I think that's a good one. That is a good relationship.
And like we moved in. We were supposed to move in after like the 2 to 3 year mark. We moved in after 1 year, and like that was the best decision we ever made. And now after 1 year of living together, I've now like taken them with me 5 hours away to Ottawa.
So you've got 3 more years till your wedding?
Well, it might be sooner than that.
Okay.
Okay. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Post all the pictures when it
Yeah,
happens.
please. I would love to
Yes,
see that.
I'm sure you'll see.
And I'm sure the smiles will be like out of the world. They would be so big. And
My jaw will be hurting from smiling.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And that's when you know it's really good, is that it hurts because
Yeah.
you're smiling too big and you just can't stop smiling. And I mean, even during the bad times, if you still can smile with them, that's still a good thing. Because I mean, I can't tell you how many
It's
times.
crazy. Like, I will literally be on the verge of tears, and they're gonna make me like laugh.
Yep.
Yeah,
I love them.
good.
Yep.
And I'm glad to hear that. I mean, like, I want to say that Mike and I have been together for almost 26 years now, and he pisses me off. There have been moments where I want to kill him, and he wants to kill me at times. But the thing is that we still make each other laugh.
Yeah.
And I think laughter is one of the biggest ways to stay together. Is,
For sure.
You know, is that
Oh, yeah.
laughter. I mean, yeah, of course it's that familiarity, but sometimes that familiarity isn't always enough to keep you. But if you can laugh and love and that stays, you know, good, that's when you should stay,
I
no matter
agree
what.
100%. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
Because, I mean, definitely there's going to be times where you're going to want to pick up a chair and whack them with it.
Just don't do it.
Well, yeah, of course, don't do it. But I'm just saying, you know, it's normal to have those moments in your mind of wanting to smack them. But, you know, of course you don't do it. That's abuse. I don't condone abuse. Just in your head, like a cartoon.
There you go. But we are running out of time, unfortunately.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to let people know where they can find you, your music?
Absolutely, yes. So I am Savage Penguin on Spotify and Apple Music, and then Savage Penguin Official on Instagram and TikTok.
And follow.
Yes,
They are
follow,
awesome.
subscribe. And I post a lot of content. I've just been a little bit quiet lately because of my move, but I do generally promote my music a lot and post a lot of like different types of content. And I'm trying to get back into vlogging too. So
Awesome. Yep.
Well, I look forward to seeing those.
awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for chatting today.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
It
Thank you
is
for
our
joining us.
pleasure to get to know you and chat, and I hope we can talk again in the future,
For
especially
sure.
when you get those Grammys. You know, you got to come on and show all the Grammys.
Hopefully, yeah. Let's aim for it.
Yes. All
All
right.
right.
Bye-bye.
Have a wonderful day, guys.
You too. Thank you for listening to the Othering Podcast by Mike and Dory. Please like and follow us on all of your favorite social media.
The Othering Podcast is produced by LoudCore Productions, graphics by Josh, and music by Jordy James.